Developing the mindset to overcome obstacles in our life and understanding the power of patience as we navigate through these different circumstances. On last week, we went over just how important it is to manage our immediate reactions and emotions when we are hit with an obstacle in our life. And I really just want to piggyback off of that and before we get into this week's material, because I want us to really understand, and I'm talking to myself too, how very important this is. Because I know in my life, I have a whole system of how I assess different things that come into my life. Whether it be different thoughts, which is an obstacle, a mental obstacle, whether it be different things that actually occur in my life. There are several different steps that I take. And it is so very important to manage these immediate reactions and emotions, because 9 times out of 10, the way we felt when that situation first happened, that impulse reaction, if we would have acted off of that, it could have really been detrimental. Whereas when we sit for a couple of hours or a day and we really ponder what has really occurred, we're able to have a different perspective on that thing that has happened. So this is why it is so very important to manage those immediate ways we are feeling when something first happens. So now we're going to get into focusing on what it is that we can control. And this, I tell you, is something that, we hear the saying about crying over spilled milk. There is no way that we can get that milk and scoop it back into the cup. Or when we drop a glass and it shatters into pieces, it may very well be possible, but it's just not really. The first thing we're not going to think is to get that glass and pick up all the shattered pieces and glue them back together. So when we're applying this to a more real life scenario, because that is a real life scenario, but let's say that you get into an accident. You can't rewind the hands of time and cause it not to happen, but you can focus on what you can control and do the right thing of calling the insurance company and getting things in line so that you're able to get that car fixed. In my personal life, I had to really deal with grief of losing someone very close to me. When this happened in my life, I could not go back and turn back the hands of time. I could not change what happened, but I could control my attitude as I went through this. And this is where patience, the power of patience really comes in, because I can't go and say that this hasn't happened, but I have a choice. I can choose to be mad at the world and have a victim mindset, or I can say, you know what, this has happened. I can't control it, but I can control making sure that I heal from my past traumas, that I heal from what is occurring in my life currently. And so this is how we must approach obstacles in our life, so that we are not stuck on that same level for years and years. Because of course, like I've said previously, until we pass that test, it's just going to keep repeating itself in our life. So with that being said, when it comes to us overcoming our obstacles, I really want for us this week, because we're going to have an obstacle really every single day, whether it be big or small. I want us to really combine that managing our immediate reactions and then focusing on what we can control. And this is going to assist us in overcoming our obstacles and pressing through with patience. And as we get into the rest of the different avenues that I'm going to be bringing and the different discussions that I'm going to be bringing each week, we'll really see how that power of patience is going to influence us overcoming our obstacles.